Okay, welcome back to another Spotlight series. This week's going to be really fun. I'm super excited to welcome Hannah Duncan. She is the genius behind many brands. She goes way back in our industry, definitely an icon with us. But she started a new brand a couple years ago called Well CBD, and I am super stoked to hear all about it and have her share her story and how CBD can be added to your menu as an enhancement. So without further ado, I am passing it on over to you, Miss Hannah.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to attempt to share my screen. I just became a Mac user a couple of weeks ago, and the whole thing is scary to me. Okay,
Yes.
am I good? All right. Well, thank you so much for having me, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. I love an interactive presentation. So what I really want to talk to you about is how you can add CBD as an enhancement to what you're currently doing. A lot of people think that it's really complicated. It's almost like bringing in a brand new line and they need to make all these changes, but you really don't. It's a really easy thing to do. And if you carry another line and you want to bring up their products and how you're using them, or if you have questions on how you can use them even more, please let me know. Please bring them up. I have great relationships with many different brands in the industry, and I can absolutely answer any questions as well as I can about their products, but especially how to bring those products into your rooms and enhance the protocols and procedures that you're already using in your back rooms. Okay, so please feel free to bring anybody up. I love them all. So without further ado, I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I started in 2006 with a little company called Revitalash, and I'm in Ventura, California. And the doctor in my the doctor who invented Revitalash is in my city, and I heard about it, and I had a marketing company, and so I went to him and I said, "Hey, I think I could help you, start this and make it a brand." And he had been thinking about it, and there had been other things going on. He owned two eye practices, and he said, "Okay, well, let's talk about it." And so that's kind of how it happened. That's how I came into the beauty industry, into the wellness industry. I never thought about it ever my entire life. And that's how I just kind of happened into it. So if you know Revitalash, it's a huge brand internationally, and I was there for 6 years. And then after 6 years, I decided that I was kind of done talking about lashes. And so at that time, we had just come through the recession, and everyone realized how important it was to have retail. And so what I knew was missing for our industry was help with retail. Everyone was used to creating beautiful experiences, but they weren't used to concentrating on retail. So what I did was I created with a partner a distribution company called Aesthetic Ambassadors, and we had 12 brands. Some of them are here on the screen that we worked with, and we had a really great time helping our industry. We worked with over 1,400 spas and resorts across the country, and it was so much fun. But it also became very cool for the big guys to come in and buy indie brands. And so we grew these brands so well, not these ones particular on your screen, except for Glam Glow got bought by Estee Lauder. We had Marula Oil got bought by Paul Mitchell. We had Smile Actives got bought by Guthrie Raker. It just like went on and on and on. So finally I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm building these brands to get bought by someone else and they leave me, which is the way that it goes. But what was great was during that same time, CBD became a conversation. And what I realized was that no one was doing it right for the spa industry. So there were really great products out there, not great packaging, definitely no back bar. It smelled like very earthy, or it smelled like Ben Gay to me. And I thought, this doesn't make any sense. And there was zero protocols or anything. So what I decided to do was create my own brand and go back to my manufacturing roots. And so that's what I did with Well Products. I've been in the industry, as Holly mentioned, for a very long time. I am part of the Cosmetic Executive Women, the International Spa Association, the PBA, and of course, the Rocky Mountain Spa and Wellness Association. And thank you guys so much for having me here with your association. It's been so much fun, and I love that it's growing so quickly, and I'm so excited about everyone that I'm meeting in it, and so thank you so, so much. So that's me in a nutshell. And I tell people my story because, last 2 years, there's been all these people who've come into the industry that have never been in the industry before. And so it's kind of like we're a dime a dozen, right? So I try to especially just kind of give my background so that you know that I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of therapists, and that I come from the wellness world. The other thing that you'll notice about my products, if I can send you information afterwards, is that I almost build my products backwards, where I think about what it is that the therapists need in the room first, what's going to make their life easier, what are some things that they're looking for, problem solvers, how to do body treatments in dry rooms, those kinds of things, and then I build them forward to retail. It's very seldom, I think only 1 or 2 products have I released for retail before I released for back bar, because the therapists need it first. And this is such a therapeutic product that's where my kind of my brain goes. So that's me and well in a nutshell. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a few different things, and again, if you have any questions as I'm going through this, please let me know. I'm just going to touch on what is CBD, just for anyone who might have some questions about that, but if you want me to dive deeper, I absolutely will. I just know that a lot of people have been like inundated with information. So I will talk about it as we go along, and if you have more questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so quick recap. CBD is cannabis, and that is where we run into the problems, because cannabis is scheduled as a drug in most countries. The difference is that in the United States, let me back up. So in cannabis, there's hemp and there's marijuana. And anything made with marijuana is not legal for retail in the United States. You have to get a dispensary. You have to have a medical script for that. Anything that's made from hemp with less than 0.3 THC is legal anywhere in the United States. After that, it becomes a corporate question of what is most important for your corporate rules. There's a reason why I'm called Well Products and not Well CBD or anything, Canna anything, is because I've been working with Hyatts and Marriott's and Ritz-Carltons and Four Seasons for many, many years, and I know how they are. So everything you'll find with me is very, very corporate friendly. That's why it's called Well, okay? That's A. All of my products contain 0 THC, and again, that's a personal thing that I wanted to do. Number one, to help slide it through corporate as easily as possible, and also because for me personally, I feel that we have no idea how people are going to react to THC. I have a reaction if I take it internally. I actually lose my mind, but we don't know how it's going to be when you're massaging someone's whole body with it. So for me personally, that's why all my products are made with 0 THC, and that's just me. There's nothing, like I said, there's nothing wrong with THC, and it is legal up to 0.3%, which most of the brands in our industry, they all have follow those guidelines. So they're totally fine. The CBD itself is geared towards our CBD receptors. So we have CBD receptors on all organs of our body, and including our skin, which is our largest organ. So if you think about, will this help me with this or that, which we'll go through in a little bit? The answer is yes. The answer is the question is how, and the answer is we don't really know. There's just the federal testing has just begun, and I'm going to give you some examples of different crazy things that have happened with my clients, really amazing things. And it's just one of those things that we're just learning so much as we go, and people get really frustrated because the testing is not there. But you just have to know that this is a natural leaf, and it's good for you, and it can only help. So we can just go with that going forward. Okay, tips and tricks. So again, as I mentioned before, a lot of times we don't know why it works, but it just does. I'm going to give you 2 quick examples. I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and my girlfriend posted on Facebook that her daughter was in extreme pain. She just had pancreatic surgery, and she'd been in bed in pain for 2 days, and so bad that her little friend came to lay next to her, and it was just killing her mom. You know, of course we would all feel this way. And so I called her and I said, you know, I don't know how you feel about giving this to your daughter, and I don't know if it would work because it's not internal, but if I'm going to have my mom come by and bring you some cream, and you just rub it on her stomach, and we'll just see what happens, and hopefully it relieves a little bit of pain. You know, again, we're putting it on her skin. I don't know why it helped her pancreas, but she called me back, and in about an hour, and she said, I put it on 20 minutes ago. My little girl's playing hide and seek downstairs. I can't tell you why that worked, but it did. And it's something with the receptors in the skin, brought it down to, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to think about how it works. But I tell people all the time, you just can't overthink it, and just try it. It doesn't hurt to try it. If you have someone who's having any kind of issue that I'll talk about today, let me know. I'll send it to them, and we'll try it and see what happens. But it's amazing how CBD works with your body, and you just always try it, and it always works. One of the major tips and tricks that you have to remember when you're using it for in your rooms for service is that heat boosts CBD. So if you use any kind of body wrap, if you're using hot stones, if you're using heating pads or a heated bed, sauna, anything like that boosts CBD and makes it work even better. So that's your first tip for today's presentation, is use CBD, use heat with CBD. It works all the time, and it works really, really well. Okay. All right, benefits of CBD for the body. A lot of people will go for their first CBD massage, and they'll tell me, yeah, it feels so good, but I don't know if it was a therapist or if it was the CBD. And I tell them it was both. And the reason why is because, you know, when your therapists are going in for a massage, or when you go in for a massage, it's like the first 10 minutes is just trying to warm up your body so they can get in there. When you use CBD, it relaxes the muscles so much, and relaxes your body as a whole so much that the therapist is able to go in deeper, faster, and deeper than usual, and really get in and work out any kind of kinks or strains or anything like that that you have. So the CBD is going to relax your body and let you take it to the next level of pain relief for your client and therapy for your client. It also calms anxiety and stress, which, oh my God, this is amazing. This is what we need right now. You know, no time was better ever in the world for any kind of calm or stress relief. So this is really helpful for the client as well. And then on top of that, it soothes eczema and psoriasis. So again, if you remember with CBD, it helps any kind of irritation to your skin, your largest organ, right? So it regulates those cannabinoid receptors and regulates your skin, so that if your client has any kind of eczema or psoriasis, they will see relief. I've always recommend my body oil for this one, because it's grapeseed oil and CBD, so it doesn't have any essential oils in it. So any brand that you use the one that does not have essential oils if possible, because that'll help, because the eczema and psoriasis, you have a lot of open wounds and scarring there. So that's going to work best. And then CBD also causes rapid skin renewal. So it's very, very high in omega-6 and 9, and it's a great antioxidant. So this is going to be a great anti-aging for the body. Okay, does anybody have any questions so far or anything? Okay, that was just my excuse to take a sip of my water. Okay, benefits for the face. So CBD regulates oil production and regulates the sebaceous glands. It soothes eczema and psoriasis, like we talked about, and it calms rosacea, relieves irritation, anti-aging, skin renewal, as we talked about. So again, if your client, you know, it's crazy how CBD helps both. It controls, excuse me, controls the sebaceous glands, but then it hydrates and moisturizes. So it's an amazing ingredient to have either way. Some of the things that I would suggest is to add CBD oil for face, whatever brand you use it for under a hydrating mask, use it post peel, because remember it soothes irritated skin. It helps with rosacea, yeah, it just does anything. Oh, I know, a face massage. I know a lot of people like to add face massage. So those are things that you can really do with the CBD for face that are really easy enhancements to what you're already doing. So for instance, and I forgot to mention this, with the body, and let me go back for just a second. With the body, a really simple way to turn your massage into a CBD massage is just switch out the oil. Like, don't make it complicated. Just if you offer a sports fitness massage, switch out the oil to a CBD oil and charge it a $40 enhancement, something like that. Usually it's $25 to $40 depending on what your market will bear. But yeah, that's all you do. Don't make it complicated. Also, if you wanted to do a body treatment like a scrub, or I have a body mask. So for instance, whatever, thank you, whatever your protocol is for your body mask, you would just replace it with my CBD body mask. You'd brush it on, you'd wrap them in the body wrap. The heat boosts the CBD. And then the difference is in your protocol is that you don't have to remove it, at least not with mine. With mine, you go straight into a massage. So it actually saves you about 10-15 minutes just for the removal process and no laundry, which is great. So again, you would have an anti-aging body mask, a detoxing body mask. You brush it on, you let it set for 8 minutes, wrapped in the wrap, letting your natural heat boost the CBD, and then go straight into a massage. Okay. And if anybody wants that protocol, let me know and I'll send it to you, and I can also send you the mask to try too. But that's what I tell people all the time. Just switch it out. Oil, mask, scrub, whatever it is. Same thing if you offer pedicures. I mean, what woman does not have painful, swollen ankles pretty often? All of us. So this is a great way to offer a CBD upgrade to your pedicures, is just scrub, mask, oil, massage. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to change your protocol. It's usually the fancier protocol that you offer on your menu. Just change your ingredients there, charge an extra $25. It should not cost you more than $3 to enhance the pedicure with CBD. Okay. And again, I can send you those protocols and you can use whichever products that you want, but that is the best thing to do, is just switch them out. Okay. With the face, I think that I go into I'm actually launching a new product tomorrow. So you guys are first to know. It's a serum booster. It has 1,000 milligrams of CBD in a ½ ounce. And it is meant to boost your facials. So you can use it with any skincare you want, and it's just a matter of where you want to boost your facial or add the added treatment. Again, I know we talked about some different ideas on where to do it, but here are a couple. So you can add it to your post-peel. If you have a post-peel serum or moisturizer that you like to use, you can do that. I actually am going to post some pictures of my mom. She works for a plastic surgeon. They always have these crazy peels going on in her office, and she got one and it made her face bright red. And so she was telling me about it. I go, oh, let me come over with my booster. I just made my first batch. And so we took it over and I put 3 drops on her. The redness went from all over her face to just the top of her cheeks in 20 minutes. And then in 12 hours it's completely gone. Whereas the doctor told her she'd probably be red for a couple of days. So she was happy, because by the time she went back to work the next day, she was not red anymore. And I'm going to post some pictures about that later on today, or tomorrow, excuse me. So definitely post-peel, whether you're using mine or using someone else's. Again, use something with no essential oil in it, but post peel, the CBD is really going to calm that redness. Okay. With my serum booster, if you have oily skin, you can add 3 drops into the moisturizer. It'll regulate the oil. Same thing if you want to add it to the hydrating mask, 3 drops of the booster into any mask you want to use that you normally use. So whether you're using, Eminence or Circadia or Celex or anything, hydropeptide, anything, just put 3 drops in it. I've tested it against 27 different products, whether they be water-based or oil-based or whatever, and it works. What's cool is the cost per treatment is so little. It's usually about 45 cents, and you should always charge about $10 to $20 minimum for a certain area. And then a facial massage, which everyone's always looking for a good facial massage product. All you have to do is put 6 drops in to whatever moisturizer you normally use, you normally finish your facial with, and the cost per treatment is 90 cents, and then you would have an upgrade charge of $20. So again, if you're not using my drops, if you have a line that you use already and it has oil or a moisturizer or a mask, just do these same things. The cost per treatment is going to be very inexpensive because you only need about a teaspoon or so, for instance, of the mask. But your upcharge should be like a $20, $25 upcharge for a mask. It'd be a CBD hydrating mask. So just switch them out. Whatever facial that you're going to do on them anyway, or peel or whatever, just switch it out and use the CBD because it will help regulate their skin. It'll calm any irritation, help rosacea, all of those things. So CBD really is just a really easy thing to use if you choose to make it easy. And if you just keep it simple, you can use it in so many different ways. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and check to see if anyone has any questions about what I presented, or if you want to talk about one of a different brand that you use that I would love to hear great experiences you've had also with any brand. It's always, everything is good just to promote CBD. So. Nope, no questions. All right, Holly, I'm going to turn it over to you. I thank you guys so much for having me. And I would love to send you a set of product as well as any protocols that you need. Again, if you need protocols for anything, any brand, it doesn't matter if you're needing help, what you should charge for an upcharge, or how much you think cost per treatment should be, or anything like that, please let me know. I'm very happy to help. My email's here, hannah@well-cbd.com, or you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. But I would love to hear from you and send you a set of product, especially my new product. I would love to send you one and to get feedback from you. So thank you so much.
That's awesome. Hannah, thank you so much. I'm a huge fan of CBD. I'm a huge fan of your product. I've got a few of them here. Of course, I have your exfoliator, your scrub in my shower. And I'm just, to your point kind of earlier, and I've worked with a number of different CBD brands personally over the last few years. And, Colorado can be really hit and miss in terms of its support, particularly, as you mentioned, from the corporate standpoint. And a lot of times, we have to prove to our ownership or to our senior executives and whatnot, how safe it is. But one of the things that I really enjoy about your product is that it is made for spa. And right. That it does have this, the scents are spa, but yet you still have these great benefits of the CBD in your product. And so I find it to be a lot of fun. I've used your mask on my face, and I love it. Your cream like blows my mind. And then of course you have your salve that I use on my feet. And on a regular basis, because Lord knows I need it. And I've just been a really huge fan. I think now of the spas that we have on here, we've had a couple that have mentioned that they are unable to have it at this time, or it's kind of been a little bit of a touchy subject, if you will. Is that the case kind of with all of you, or is there anything that, you know, Hannah can do to help provide some additional information perhaps to each of you to maybe help get CBD into your spas?
I can tell you too, what most of the corporates ask for, because, you know, I had to do like a huge vetting process for Hyatt, for instance, right? They all ask the same exact questions, and I should really just kind of write an essay to give to everybody because they all ask the same things. One is, how much THC do you have in it, and then prove it, right? And one thing I didn't mention is on the front, on my homepage on the bottom, there's a link that says COA. And I have the CBD tested for THC chemicals, you know, all those things. Before it enters my product, I publish that one. In fact, I'm getting brand new tests tomorrow for new batches I'm doing next month. So that I will automatically publish that tomorrow on my homepage. And then after the products are made, I have them tested again to prove that I have as much CBD as I say I do in the products, as well as show no THC. So that's a big thing that everyone asks for. So if you're going to approach your corporate again, like have a checklist of things. And again, I should just make a checklist. So if you need one, I'll send it to you. It's, you know, to show that it's legal an amount of THC, to have tests to prove it. They don't like weed leaves on anything. They don't want to hear it say canna anything. I mean, these are exactly why I named it well, you know? So it's those are some of the things they want to see marketing. They want to know that there's not going to be a big weed leaf on a poster somewhere, no neon signs hanging. So it's just one of those things that if I find, as to your point too, like my body cream is a lemongrass essential oil. My soak, my bath soak, and my polish are lavender. My salve is tea tree oil. When they smell it, they see the test, they see all the things, I've proved it. They usually will change pretty quickly because they're just expecting something else, you know? So if you wanted to present any brand, those are the things that you're gonna wanna have right in front of you, because that usually calms them down pretty quickly for you to be able to like just have a conversation. But there's usually a perception in their head of what it looks like or what it's going to be. And so if you just have to say, oh, try this, smell it.
I honestly, I agree with you. I mean, I think that some of those points are incredibly important. I know now about 3 years ago when I was first approaching this idea of bringing in, you know, CBD into the spa, it was still really, really fresh at that
Right.
point. And it was actually at a time when really the only test that had been published regarding it had in that same month been released regarding how CBD helps kind of calm or minimize or reduce seizures in children. And so
Right.
that was kind of the only medical, you know, documentation that I'd had. But what was really helpful is this particular brand that is no longer servicing spas. They are they did provide some of that information. It was not quite as detailed as yours, I must say. And I do think that that's really important to share, to be able to show this data, to be able to say, this is where it's come from.
Right.
This is, you know, this is the before, this is the after. There's been no adulteration at any point in this process. And I think that's really important. And I found it personally to be helpful. And that was with minimal information. So yeah, thank you for I'm just going to say thank you for doing that, because it is important to our industry that you do, because
Thank you.
we're not in this industry for the high. I mean, you might do that in your personal life. That's great. Do what you got to do, but not in your spa. That is not
in
what
your
we're
spa.
here for.
Exactly. I even had several people from other corporates ask me for a letter to almost say, you know, they want to make sure that they're covered, right? They've done their due diligence. And so on the last 5 or 6 tests, on my page, I think in the end, so that when you hit print to go show your boss, like it's right there. And then it's also on the bottom of that page too, you know, just so you have it reference point for both things. So they like all of that. All of that makes them feel better. And yeah, I tell people too, it's a personal thing. Like, because there's not so many tests and it's still new and everything, I tell people all the time, you have to have a personal relationship with my brand, you know? And so when I work with resorts, I'll always, especially in the beginning, have a set of usually oil, salve, and cream that I put in the employee lounge. And I have a little sign that comes with it. It says, treat yourself, or take care of yourself, excuse me. And then it says like different things, because you'll have laundry and cleaning, and they have super dry hands. And then you have all the massage therapists and all of their wrists hurt, you know? And it's one of those things, and it's so funny because it's always gone too quickly. Like it's always gone like the first week. But the point is they use it because it worked, you know? And so I know that if the therapists have a personal relationship with the brand and it's helped them personally, or help their mom, or help their dad, or their sister, whoever, then they feel more comfortable offering it and upgrading the services. You know, it's very important, obviously, for them to believe in it. So that's and again, that's with anything, but when you have something that claims to be so amazing, you better have a personal relationship and your own stories to tell.
That is so very true. You know, you definitely definitely have to be able to prove in so many ways that it works. And I think everyone loves this story. I mean, I do. I at least love telling them. Hopefully
Yeah.
people listen.
I have so many testimonials that I'm actually chopping up because they go a little too far. You know, we all know, like, you have to be careful with your claims. And so I'm like, okay, we're going to chop this up a little bit. Like, it does not cure all these things. Don't get me in trouble. Your children don't all of a sudden behave because of this. Okay, like, what are you talking about? So, but yeah, I'm trying to post them as well as I can without by staying out of trouble. But it is. It's just one of those things. I tell people all the time, just try it. Just try it. And that's why I feel so strongly about sending each of you a set. I'm very serious about it. I hope that you'll take me up on my offer, because even a lot of times, maybe you've never even tried CBD, you know, and it's just so important for you to understand what it can do for you, no matter what brand you go with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Hey, John, well, I know your face went away, but I think that you may have wanted to make a comment or a statement if you can still hear me and you're not assisting a guest. I'll give him like a second.
Yeah.
See
Everybody's
if
wearing
he
so
hops
many hats
back.
right now.
All right. Sounds like he might be assisting someone.
That's okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? Sarah joined us here from Wyoming, and she is also one of our board members. She joined us on her way home. Wanted to be a part of the conversation. So Sarah, I do see that you are unmuted. I'm not sure if you have anything that you'd like to ask or share, but feel free to jump in. She muted.
Oh. That's
So funny.
okay.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, without any other questions, you know, Hannah, this is so much fun.
Thank you.
And Hannah is going to be joining us at our live event at the end of October at the Brown Palace. And by hosting, she's like a jack of all trades right now. So I know that Hannah wanted to come so badly.
I did.
And loves Colorado, and certainly have a reason to come here outside of even just you know, just our little event. But you know, since she's the jack of all trades and doing a whole lot right now, unfortunately she can't attend in person this time. However, she is going to be joining us by sponsoring some really great tote bags, so I'm excited for that. And most of you on this call right now are joining us at that event as well, so you'll get some goodies. But take advantage of reaching out to Hannah. if she doesn't get to you first, and make sure you get your hands on some of her products, because I really do. I swear it's great. And I must comment on one other thing. The oil. I was pleasantly surprised that there is no scent.
Right.
And I know you warned me on that there wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
But I was really pleasantly surprised that there truly was no scent.
There's no scent. Yeah.
There's no scent at all. So
Yeah.
it's nice because you honestly, you can blend it, make it your own. But I love the fact that it is fragrance free, and I can just wear it and then put my perfume on and smell like my perfume and not my oil.
Yeah, that was the thing, is I wanted to have something that had 0 scents, and also so you could add your own essential oils if your spa has a scent story, or if you're including it into a particular protocol that has other scents, and I didn't want it to counteract. The other thing too, I meant to say too, is lots of people ask me where I get my CBD. That is a really important question. It actually is grown and it's the end of the day for me too, and extracted in Denver. So believe me, I was trying to figure out a way to get there and go see them too, and the whole thing. But yeah, I'm sorry I'm missing it this event, but I can't wait for the next one. I definitely want to go. And the CBD is grown and extracted in Denver. I know that's important to a lot of people, and so there you go.
See, you're just like a Colorado girl.
Yeah.
Can I add one thing as well?
Yes.
I love Hannah's product. I think everyone should run out and get it right now. But for me, my most favorite product right now is your cuticle oil.
Oh, yes.
Because we are sanitizing our hands, we are washing our hands, and my fingers are dry. And in our Colorado atmosphere, they're dry anyway. So I know we probably didn't talk much about the cuticle oil, but that is such a valuable player on any retail shelf. And it should line every purse across the country.
Thank you so much, Amy. And you know what I'll do is I'll include in the tote bags, I'll include my serum booster, the cuticle oil, and probably like a travel size cream. I think that'll be fun in tote bags, right?
Yes.
Lucky.
And Amy, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I'm obsessed. I mean, ask Hannah, right? You remember the very first thing I tried was your cuticle oil, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm super obsessed with this. Yeah. And you know what? I have to be honest. I haven't needed to use it for at least, it's probably been about a couple of weeks since I last used it.
Yeah.
And, aside from COVID, I always washed my hands a lot. Like that's my little obsession. Is keeping my hand, I don't like sticky or dirty or anything like that. So I'm constantly washing my hands, but I got to tell you, my cuticles have never been in better shape. And hey, call it a sales job if you want, but it's really is honest. And it really has done so well that I have not needed it in it's probably been about a couple weeks since I've used it. Obsessed.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. CBD is just, you add that to anything that needs moisturizing, and you're totally right, Amy. With all the sanitizing and hand washing that we're doing, it's like, everybody's hands were just getting out of control. So if you have really dry hands, use the body oil is what I would suggest, and then of course your cuticles, use the cuticle oil. So really good.
Winning combo for sure.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Yes. Well, without any other questions, unless anyone wants to chime in, I'm looking for mutes. Unmuting. Marie Laura's just chuckling at me. I love it. No, it's fantastic. But anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. Tomorrow is the last virtual of this month of September that has been jam-packed with all sorts of great spotlights and Wellness Wednesdays, and tomorrow will not be any exception to that. We have Theragun tomorrow, and that is, of course, open to anybody and everybody in our industry, whether you are a manager, director, owner, whether you're a vendor, your teams, everyone should come and enjoy this tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are doing what is called Mindful Stretch with Theragun, and I cannot wait for that. If you haven't learned anything about them yet, tomorrow's the day. And then October is light. We're gonna reel it in a little bit with our first ever live event in person at the Brown Palace with the John Quarles at the end of October. So if you have any interest on that, shoot me a message. Let me know if you have an interest in joining us or want to learn more. And that is Holly at Rocky Mountain Spa, ASSOC.com. Or you can check us out at ColoradoSpaAssociation.com. You can also find us, the same website, at Rocky Mountain Spa, ASSOC.com, to learn more about our events, what we're doing, and all of these great vendor partners that we have. We just look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.